So let me know if you can hear me well. Let me know in the chat. So I'll try to enable chat so I can see all of the chat. So can you see and hear? Okay. And then the next question will be is template ready for work? Okay, so I see some activity. That's good. So we'll start just in a moment. I think I gave you a template where it starts localhost on 801. I mean 8001 port, because something left running on my 8000 port. Okay, from those joining, I think many of you submitted the homework, which was really interesting experience for me to try to get through that stuff. So I will try to go a little bit through what you submitted, and then I gave you actually the template so we can implement the tags functionality properly, because it was not implemented properly in any of the people who submitted the homework. So some of you got a little bit further away, some not so further away, and let's go over some of those things. So okay, so what do I have? One of the, I think the best ones, which was the works which I got, it was from the ZAF, I think. So let me see. Yeah, so main, just a second, I need to make sure that nothing keeps appearing in my screen. Where is the focus? Just a second. Okay, sorry for interruption. Was not ready for messages. Okay, anyways. So ZAF, okay, let's go over what ZAF made. So let's start with a few things and we'll try to make comments. So that was extremely useful. I'm very grateful for all of those who submitted the code, because now I understand what we need to talk about and what we need to do more and more and more until you understand from top of your mind how to build these structures. So first of all here, so let's see. So I had the tags. So the tags here do for some reason it does not have is deleted, right? And then for the tags post, he has is deleted, but not is deleted, but just deleted, which is I think we have the style that it's a boolean, then it is deleted. Also, there is no created and modified tags, and here is basically nothing here. But I guess the most important bug is this one. So this is definitely not okay ID number for the primary key. So as you know, we have the tag ID, post ID, and so on. So this should be, instead of something like tags in post, which is the same of the kind of like in the table name. So tags in post ID. So let's start by the naming and the conventions of the database. Okay, so that there were some issues with this. Okay, so we'll try to drop this here and let's examine more. So that's one. Then the next thing, what we can notice, which is bad, I don't see any model here. So it's something, how then this works? So that was my first question. If I have model post here, and actually last time we made together model tag, and you don't have a model tag, which doesn't make sense at all. So now if I go here in the, let's try to look at all tags, we will see what is the magic happening here, and we start seeing all sorts of crazy stuff. So let's start with this crazy stuff. This should never ever happen anywhere. So basically, okay, so sorry, I accidentally overshoot a little bit more. So basically this I think is kind of okay. Then if there's just only one variable, then it's also okay. But here, what should never happen is something like this. So never ever use any kind of dictionaries or tuples for storing data which you will return from lists or functions. So this is totally untrackable and basically not debuggable and prone for bugs. So if you use something like that in other projects of our company or some other like research, right? So please stop doing this, stop doing this, stop doing this now. So no dictionaries, no tuples, so basically no raw dictionaries, tuples, lists. So only types which have like some kind of structure. Otherwise, there's like a lot of potential for bugs. And also PyTorch, PyCharm also gives you this nice bug here. So it says like with the you see there's these lines below the ID variable name. Again, I told you that like many times. Never use any variable name like that. Never use such variable names. ID, data, so on, like especially ID, because ID is actually a reserved keyword in Python. So anyway, so these issues, but still, you know, like Zaf made it work. So that was a good point, that he actually made it work, but it was not made in any good way. So that is that. We will try to resolve this. Then let's see what else you have. Update tags. There is a logic of if there exists tags or doesn't exist, or delete tags, which is extremely strange because you actually have here tags in posts deleted, and then you delete it from your table, which doesn't make sense. Plus also you use this syntax, which I told you not to use many times. So if you have at least 2 variables or more, stop using this syntax, use dictionary syntax, because as soon as you have more than 2, it will start making all sorts of bugs. It will be very easy to like change the order, and it will stop working unexpectedly. So don't do this, please, as well. So that is that. Let's see, let's keep digging in. So where do you get the tags for the post? So that is something very important. Or did you made it or not? Let me see. By the way, you already have the way how to do this with dictionaries, so should not be that difficult to implement. Where is the post? Get tags for post, right? Okay, so there is one good thing here, which I think I will check another code, so which was not done in some other codes of yours. So the good thing is this one. So this is good job, Zaf. Well, it's not giving me this. So yeah, so to do the join, so in order to get the tags for the post, you don't call 3 times or 2 times select, you call one select with join. So that is good job, Zaf. So that was good one. Okay, let's keep digging in. So here, edit. Okay, so this starts to get messy. By the way, I think this was again one of the best things here. So again, I will briefly show also other homeworks which I have. So here, this is good job. You use the variable name, which is getting in the post for all of the input values the same, not like some kind of number of predefined tags, which makes it extremely difficult to debug. So this is good job doing like that. But then this is not good job. So like should not be like 4 in 4 loops like that. Should not have 4 loops. So that should be also fixed, but hopefully you already see in the template which I gave you some of the changes. Okay, so that is that. Finally, maybe let's look at how you display tags. So there is the tags as a P. So the P is not a good way to do this. P is paragraph. It means that there is a multiple sentences. So instead of using P's, you should use spans in the HTML language. So for example here, this is good, good. And here this is not good, not good, not good. There should be spans, span. Okay, so that is that. By the way, while I'm giving these comments, if you have questions, then ask in the chat. By the way, this is again some kind of inconsistency with your code. You write here span, and then there is a P, like mixed together. And again, next discrepancy. So in HTML, never ever use these quotes. This is not valid XML. So these quotes should not be mixed, should not be used. So that is that. Okay, but again, as I said, Zaf did actually not so bad job. We have worse. So let's keep looking at. So then Everett's code. I don't want to repeat the same bugs again, but let's go just over a few things which are different bugs from Zaf bugs. So here what we have, 4 tags, checkbox, tag name not good at all, but at least this part is good. So it's really funny that like you make bugs each in a different way. So like this part is good, that you're checking if the tag is existing in tags list, good. But of course this is definitely not good at all, not good at all. Need to use the post variable for arrays, which means something like tags in post with this syntax. So that is the way how we can pass the array values to the post variable in the HTML. So that is that. Oh, okay, just a second, I mislooked. So this is not good as well. Not good as well. So I misread. I thought you have only this part of the code. If tag in tags, if you had that part, that would be great, but you also have this nonsense for loop there. So anyway, so let's keep digging. So okay, let's see. Then let's look at view. Tags, fine. Oh, you use labels. Labels also good. Labels good. So that was good job. So then let's look at database. We also don't have model. This is extremely strange. Why none of you used models? Because I specifically wrote in the last tutorial the code for the model. So you should understand that you need to use model for the data. You cannot just have any kind of unstructured data floating in the code. So that is that, but let's see here. Oh, I see. It seems like that it might be that you made the recursion. So that is cool. I did not notice that before. I don't think, if I'm mistaken, if somebody else made the recursion, let me know in the chat. But I think that I didn't see anyone else doing that. It seems like that Everett was able to achieve that. Hopefully we will look at that in a second. But let's look at what's happening here. So again, you're using the this strange syntax of I don't know even. So the tags are just like a list of strings, and how then you get the tag IDs? I guess you're not using them at all, which is extremely strange as well. How do you update them? So update post, update tags. Okay, you get tag by the name here, which is unnecessary if you would have the data structures, but at least you use the deleted here, then you use some kind of mysterious variables like the ID zeros, so that is that. But let's look at this part. So this was not good part. Yeah. So instead of doing some kind of code like this, which is super inefficient, if you do anything like that in our commercial projects, this will be like a big red flag. This is not normal at all. So basically, you should instead use the joins, SQL joins. Instead, use SQL joins with single query. This is not okay at all, and it's kind of unlimited. There's a lot of problems here, making it very slow and it's problematic. So that is that. Okay, should we dig? Or let's look quickly at the recursion. So how did you make recursion? So get all posts, post hierarchy. Then you give the post hierarchy, exclude branch post ID, post hierarchy. Why do you have this 2 times? Post flatten, post, children, posts, child, post flatten, return stuff. So yeah, it seems great actually. So that was a good job, except there are few fundamental unnecessary things. So the main unnecessary thing is, for this kind of recursion, you don't need return at all. This is nonsense. So because you are using pointers, if you're using pointers, you don't need return. So this is the pointer to the list. And if something that I show you here is not clear, let me know in the chat, because all of this is essential stuff. I was very happy that you submitted the homework so I can show all of these bugs, but basically this is something at the same time which shows that there is a need for more tasks to understand all of this stuff. So here this is a pointer, right? So if I pass this pointer here, and then I access also it here, right, and then pass it here, then at the end, if I return it here, it will be the same pointer. I don't need to return it as a new variable, right? Hopefully that's clear. So you don't, if I see something like that also in the production code, this is also not good, because it says that you don't understand how pointers work. So that is that. I hope you understand. Okay. So again, this was a good job anyway. So this is a big bonus for Everts that he did the recursion. I don't think that others did this. So then let's look finally at IGES stuff. Okay, so let's see. So the editor, go over tags, then some kind of super mysterious code happening. So definitely tags, if tags would be, first of all, I think the problem is here that she used tags as the tuples without any definition, so that is as bad as using dictionaries. So even worse, because dictionaries, at least you have the key names, right? Now you don't have any key names, you don't know what is that stuff. So basically even worse than dict usage. So, and of course this part then becomes totally unreadable and prone to bugs. So not readable and prone to bugs. Please do not use unstructured data in any of our projects. Like if you're right now working on any commercial project in our team or research, do not use unstructured data. But you can use it temporarily for very, very limited things, not for important like code structures like these. If I did this at some point in my code, I'm really sorry for that. I hope I did not do that, but if I was that, then sorry for that. So I know that I also have a serious bug which I it's kind of serious bug which I not spent a lot of attention is that here, like in these functions, I have multiple returns. So there is a return, there is a return, there is a return. So this is also definitely not good at all. So this makes code very undebuggable and a lot of potential for crashes and bugs. Like all of the functions should have one input, one output. You should not, like, this is not an assembly language where you code returns in every line. So there should be just one return at the end. So again, this was something which I did like on the fly, but if this would be a proper code, there should not be that many returns. So maybe just to, that is my own fault that I did not pay attention to that, but still I just wanted to make sure that you understand that this is not okay at all. Not okay to have many returns. Again, of course, code works. Like you can show, like the Everts and Zaf's code and worked pretty okay, right? But at the same time, like this is not production-worthy code. So this is like really a lot of problems there. So that is that. Then let's keep looking at Niagara's code at the database level. Okay, so here you have multiple issues. So of course, one thing is that you just return tuples. Tuples are not okay here. So that is one thing. Tuples not okay. Then another thing is we did this this code of Utel's database cursor. So look inside here and delete this and delete this. So if you would look inside that code, you understand that you don't need to close the cursor. That was the reason why we made that code. It doesn't make sense to close the cursor twice. So that is that. Okay. So here, this is, and then it seems like some kind of extremely, like some kind of shadow land or I don't know, like crazy stuff happening down here. I think Aiga knows how to write this kind of code. I don't know why she submitted something like this. So this doesn't make sense at all. I don't want even to copy that because, and also this part is like, I don't have enough words to describe this part of the code. Like I definitely know Aiga is capable of doing like 10 times better code. So anyways, so that's the state of the union right now. Crazy stuff. So but anyways, yeah, like this time if I would need to give a scores, I would say that there is a tie between Zaf and Everts. Everts got tie only because he implemented the recursion, and Zaf did a few things right in his own side. So basically that's our situation. So let's keep now coding it correct way. So we'll see how far we can get. So I really hope that Aiga understands how to write these SQL queries. If not, then you should like experiment a lot more with these, you know, like W3 schools tutorials with SQL, and try to understand how to use them properly. So okay, so here I switched to 8001 port. What else I did? So the edit code is also already given for you. So this is like this, and go through the tags. Tags are actually, of course, the tag objects, which are normal tag objects, not some kind of mysterious stuff. And if I go here, I also did the typing. So this part of the code can be rewritten a lot shorter. I left it longer because I want to let you understand what's happening there. So here, the model tag, we could actually also order them in some manner. So order by label, I don't know, ascending, right? So I want to give you notice on few things here in this part of the code. So let me share the full screen. So first of all, see these things. So this is the typings. I think initially we did not talk about them a lot, but in Python you can define what will be the function output and input, but it will not be enforced. It will be just like a like warning inside the PyCharm. And this is very useful because if you get those like warnings, you can fix bugs before you're running the code. So here, this is the structure that will be returned, right? And then I actually implement that structure, and then I return that structure, right? So that is that. So this is on the slide number 6. So then if I go back to the views, edit, HTML. Here I made it in a way that post tags IDs, and then if that tag ID exists in that array, then I want to mark this as checked. So that would be a correct way implementing this stuff. Then also I actually realized that would be better to use the variable name also as post tags IDs like that. So I will, you need to change this part. So I will drop this on the Jamboard. So this is the first thing to change today. Oh, come on, copy it. Okay, so good. So that part done. Okay, so then let's collect the data on the backend side and also show you how I deliver the data. So here the delivery is extremely simple. So the tags get all tags right from the database. Nothing smart about that part. Right. Just a second. Don't want to write the code multiple times with the bugs. We'll try to write it as clean as possible. Okay, so here then we need actually the post tags IDs for the existing post, but maybe if we create a new post, then it's not yet existing, right? So let's see. So there is the post ID, post get post here. Fine. Delete button, delete. So this is again not very readable code. Post, insert post here. That's good. Okay, so good. So insert post, update post, insert post. Let's reorder this a little bit. Let's move these two guys up here. And here we will get the post tags IDs from the request. So this is important stuff now. I know that Everts and I try to do this in a very different way, but as Af did it, that was the correct way, is to get back post tags IDs using the list. So there is a function get list like this. And then this is defined by the name. Again, the syntax is that at the end you should have these square brackets. In get list, the type is optional, but you could also define that this type is equals integer. Again, Zaf did it very correctly. Only that it's maybe better to use the named parameters to understand what's happening there. So that is that. Then we have the post tags actually existing stuff there. So what we can do now is post tags equals. So we can filter or include only those tags which are included, right? So what we can do is we can do the tag for tag in tags. So it could be called also tags all, right? if tag in not tag but tag ID in post tags ID, right? Quite easy stuff. So these two lines, very important. You could also rewrite the same thing using the filter and lambda functions. It would be also fine. So I'm dropping this on the slide number 6. Now let's implement the insert part. So the insert post. So now we have also the tags there. So we inserted, we got the post ID. Okay, so maybe this is the reason. Or did I change it? Yeah, I did not. Okay, so maybe that's the reason why you left the cursor close, because in my code it's not clean enough. In some parts I have this thing happening, in some parts not. So I suggest that you change all places where you have this other type of database connection with the new type of connection, in order so that we don't have confusion when to use cursor close and when not to use it. So here this also should be cleaned up. Okay, I believe you can do that yourself later, so that's not super important. It will work also with the same code which already I have in the template. So this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully fine. Okay, so let's move now here to the insert post. So I have the post ID. Now I should be able to add the tags. So to add the tags, so what could I do is I could write another so here there is actually option to have it in one query, but I don't want to make it right now too complicated, and it's not really. Yeah, let's if you want you can later rewrite it. So then let's see. So for tag in, it's just for selects. It's definitely not a good idea to have for loops. So you cannot really insert using joins, but there are options how to try to insert multiple things at once. So cursor, not cursor, sorry. So post tags, right? And then we will try to insert these tags, not of course the tags itself, but the references to the tags, right? So we will use, of course, the tags in post, not the. By the way, if there would be necessary to operate with tags in post, then you should also create a model for tags in post. But if tags in posts are not actually anywhere exposed to the user, then we don't need the database model. But I will not use any kind of dictionaries or tuples for that. So so tags in posts, right? So there will be the tag ID and post ID, and then I will use the. So what I will use is. I could actually do something interesting. So if I have a dictionary of this guy, whoops. So dictionary update, or not, let's make it cleaner. So very clean way. So tag ID, post ID, like that. Tag ID, and this will come from tag ID, and then this is not right. Post ID comes from post ID, right? So now we have this thing going on. That's great. So this should work, hopefully. I will drop this in Jamboard. So now what about editing the stuff? And then we also need getting the stuff. So editing. Actually, before editing, let me think. So there will be the post. It will be already changed, which will not be optimal. So there could be a more optimal way of code. Let me think. Or maybe we could. I think we can. Yeah. Let's try to not call anything else. Let's try to write it just as short as possible, using just only post without any kind of selections more. So what we can do, we can go over the tags again, of course, and then there are just, I think, two types of situations. So okay, I think one way would be to initially delete all of the tags and then enable back only those which we need. Maybe that could be one option. Another option would be to know which tags were before and which are the new tags. Okay, let's opt for the second option because that will be cleaner. Okay, so then it means that we need the get post part. So get post, fetch post, children posts, right, get post. Okay, so we can clean up this part. Again, you see this was a cleaner way to write the conversion from tuple to the object, right? So now here we want to select the tags for the post. Let's select tags for the post. Again, I don't want to write it multiple times. We'll try to write it once. Just a second. Let's write it cleanly. So, okay, cursor. It will be actually very similar to get all tags, but just these ones. So, okay, so this will be then select tags, and then I will write tags dot star, select everything from tags. Then I think in this case we could use also the logic that Zaf was using, just using post ID, and then using the idea of question mark, right? So this will be multiple parts here. So this is the first part. Then the second part, of course, is inner join. Inner join, and it gives the PyCharm actually gives me the options automatically, which is very good. So automatically gives me options, and this is tags in post, right? So inner join tags in post. So this was what the PyCharm gave me automatically. If the PyCharm do not give you automatically these kind of completions, then you need to configure your database as the main database for your project. So that is that. So tags in post TIP, right? So tags in post will be that thing, and then I will write TIP post ID equals this. And then there is an additional thing which I did not see again in Zaf's code, that there is the is deleted stuff, right? Is deleted. So is deleted here. So let's try to maybe use it here, and TIP is deleted not. Right, and you could also do that also for tag itself, and tags is deleted also not. So as soon as I start joining multiple tables together, I always need to have the table name in front. Very important stuff. Okay, so this will be the query now here. So that is good. Then I actually could copy the code which I had down here. So this is not very clean. I mean, like, it's a little bit long, but this should work. So query like that, getting the tag, adding the tag to the post tags, right? And that's about it. So again, very simple code. It's no like multiple for loops and stuff like that. So this I'm dropping here. Okay, hopefully this will be fine. Okay, so then the update post. Again, as I said, there were at least two options how to do that. Initially drop all of the tags and then re-add them again. That would be kind of very easy option. Or another option would be to keep what is the current state of the tags. So to get that one, that will not be as optimal, but still would work. So post before. So this will be then the controller database. Get post ID equals post ID, and this is post before. Again, if you have any questions, write in the chat, because I don't see much in questions. So I was engaging, so that was good. Let's see if somebody else have any, or if everything is clear, then I expect very good work for the next time. So this is this posts before. Okay, so for tag in more post tags, and then I would like to keep the structure of which tags should I remove. So tags to remove, which will be post before dot tags. If you have a separate function for just getting the tags, that would be great, because then I don't need to call the post itself. So that would be great. So anyway, so this is the tags to remove. So I will write here, the first thing is tags to remove this thing. Or maybe it will not actually remove, because that is the different object. So I need to find that object and then remove it. Okay, so how the best way to do that? Index. Let me think how would be the best way to do that. Okay, we can write it in a simpler way. So here we could just do the filtering. So a tag in. So for tag for tag in post tags, and then if this tag not in this, so let me think if that is that. Yeah. Or the other way around, sorry. Yeah, the other way around, post tag before and post tags. So yeah, so those tags which do not exist in the new post, but was existing in previous post, should be dropped. Okay, so that is one thing. So far I will just leave it as that. So then I will write the first to remove tags and then to add new tags. So tags to remove, tags to remove. Oh, sorry, this is again mistake. This will not work because that is a pointer. This is mistake. Just a second. I need to select the tags before IDs. So this will be the tag ID for tag in post before tags. And then I could do also that probably for the new ones. After tag IDs, right? And then here the tags to remove. I actually could work just by IDs. Tags to remove IDs. So this will be tag ID in tag ID. So before tags IDs, if this tag ID is not inside the after tags ID, then I want to delete that. Okay, that's great. So then I work with remove tags IDs, tag ID, like that. Again, there is an option to try to make this shorter. If you submit the code which is cleaner than mine, I will definitely notice that and give you benefit, give you like shout out that you did a good job. So that's definitely something which I encourage to clean, to write even cleaner code than I'm writing. So, but don't write it, more complicated. So tags to remove IDs. So I will first of all update this thing. So update tag ID in post. So what we need, we could work actually directly with the primary key. That would be maybe smarter. But okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this. We could work just directly with primary key, by the way. What I mean primary key is this thing, tags in post ID. Then we don't need double selection for the where condition. So then is deleted equals true for those tags, right? And also, of course, we need to update modified. So what was that? Why it's not giving me the okay, I don't have modified. Oh man. Yeah, it'd be nice to add modified as well, but okay, if there would be modified, then we need to update that as well. Okay, so that is that, and then here where the post ID match post ID, that's true, and then the second one and tag ID match tag ID. Okay, cool. Then I can write it down. Again, if you prefer, you can write it also in this way. Post ID equals post ID. That's exactly the same way writing in Python as using the curly brackets. So tag ID. Oops. Like that should be fine. And then adding new tags. So after tags, these will be tags to add. Tags to add IDs, and this will be just the opposite. So tags before, tags after. So some new tags which were not existing, and of course the overlap, the joint part of these two sets will be something we will not touch. So if there are some tags which are left unchanged, they will be left unchanged. So here we need the insert. We could use actually the same code as this one. Again, maybe it would be smart to move this as a separate function. So tag ID and then tags to add and then tag ID, and that's about it. I hope this should be clear. Okay, so I will drop this also to the Jamboard. So this is the code for adding the tags properly. and you need to finish up the code for displaying tags, for you know, like there should be also probably some way to add tags, and Everts already give you the way how to do the recursion if you want to do that. So that was regarding the homework so far. So I think we need also to touch a little bit regarding the new thing today regarding the uploading data, uploading files. So let's see what's here: posts, columns, thumbnail, UUID. So that will be the post thumbnail, and the homework will be to add the attachments table, where you can have very similar idea to the tags. Okay, it's not totally similar, but still there is the join, right? For each post can have many attachments. So, but for so far, we need to add the thumbnail part. Okay, so just before doing that, I need to run if there is no critical bugs so far. Just want to double check. Okay, it seems like that it's working so far. If there are bugs, definitely be able to fix that yourself as well. Just a second, let's look at the file uploads. So for file uploads, we have also the HTML type of field. Again, if you will have attachments, that is something where you need to have multiple fields available, and to add multiple fields, that would be something where so there are more, like I would say that more probably JavaScript would be useful to generate more of those input fields. But if not, you could also just use, maybe it would be even smarter to use not JavaScript, but just ability that you edit post. You always have an option either to delete previous attachments or to add a new attachment. That is a very common way how this is done in many web applications, that you don't just initially select like 10 attachments, but you add one, submit it, add another one, submit it, and so on. I think it's even like that in the government systems where I have seen that. So here, let's add here thumbnail file, and this will be just one file. So this will be input type file. So this is new type of input, right? So this will be name thumbnail, and let's call it file first, file thumbnail. Okay, so that should be good. So this part, I will drop this to the Jamboard. So this is a common way how to upload files from HTML. So, and again, of course, you can have here this thing, right? The square bracket, and then you can upload many files, but then you need to prepare, you know, like multiple things like that, right? And my suggestion is that you upload attachments one by one, not all at once. At least, I think actually not using JavaScript would be a greater task than using JavaScript, because I know some of you already know how to use JavaScript, but can you do this without JavaScript? That'd be a good task for you. So that is that. So let's see here on this end. So we want to collect the file, and there is so we have a form, and then we also have a separate field called file. So let's see. So this will be the file pointer, or FP it's called sometimes. And this will be request files files, and then there will be this file name. What was the file name? File thumbnail, I think. Okay, like that. So that is that. And before proceeding, I just want to add a breakpoint here and debug a little bit what was the structure for this, because I believe we can get also the file extension to check if the, like if the file is actually image file or some other type of file, because thumbnails cannot of course be something which is not image, right? So that is that. By the way, this looks like this on the front end. You get the thumbnail file like this, and you can choose it, right? So this is this. We'll quickly choose some kind of image, probably. Open. Save. Oh no. Something went wrong. You tried to access file dictionary, but it does not exist. Oh, maybe it's because I forgot to add multipart. Right, definitely. I know what the problem is. So it says that the file thumbnail was not existing in request, and the reason for that is this one. So the form, there is the action. So this is where I want to do the post. So this is that part. But then initially, as I understand, there was not ability to add files to the forms, and then later they added that kind of option, and you need to define that this is enc type multipart form data, I think, like that. And then this means that this is not only the text type of form, it also contains the some other parts of the data. So I will add this to the Jamboard. We'll try again to run this code. Of course, we need to refresh so that this is a new page. I cannot just press Ctrl F5 because it will just send the same form data, and now it works. Okay, so great, it works. So we have the FP here. So FP, so this is file storage with the file name itself. So the name is available. So okay, so this is the name. So full, there should be file name. Okay, file name. Yes, so the file name contains also the extension. So that is great. So we can use that one as well. So if FP file, so first of all, of course, it also should work without, right? If FP exists at all, right? So, and then the next one ends with the .png, for example, that is an image file, and of course this should be maybe to not make it as a macaroni script, file name to lower, like that. And if this ends with PNG, this is a valid file. If not, we could ignore it or give some message, right? So that is one. Then the other thing is we need to save it somewhere. FP save, and then the destination. So this is the destination path. Destination path, and here starts some of the tricky stuff. Everett said that there is another way how to do that. Accept image PNG. You mean in this guy? But then what happens if I want to accept also JPEG, right? What to do then? So so it was not also valid XML. So accept. Of course, you can have all of these accepts here, but the problem is that I want to accept multiple types of images, not only PNG. So let me actually update this part. This was not a valid HTML. There was not the tag closing. Okay, so let's keep digging in here. So then the extension. I think there was a way how to do this. So the path from path lib file name suffix, I think it was, yeah. So I can get extension in this way. So this is, well, so this is from the path lib, right? And then if extension in, so this is a common way how to write the conditions so that you don't, so that you don't have multiple or and statements. You can just use these syntax of the in. So that is a very common way. So JPEG, you can use, oh, that's nice. I see that Everett says that there is a way to have it with a comma, so that is a very nice way. I didn't know that, so that's good. But still, so this should be then check on the other side. So this is like that. But then the most important part here. So this cannot be just the same file name. It must be unique file name because we will save it in the same directory. So there will be UID, and this is UID. UID 4. So this library, I think it's built inside the PyTorch. And let me see, what was this UID stuff? In just a second. Okay, we'll debug it. So I think you should be able to just convert it to string, but maybe from the hex. So that will be that, and then plus this thing plus the extension, like that, and then we need to save it in some kind of path. So there will be the thumbnails path or path thumbnails. And this will be located here, maybe in the same directory. So the thumbnails, like that. And we could check if OS path exists. So if not exists, again import. So remember, to import the variables in PyCharm, you just press Alt Enter. It gives you the imports automatically. So if this not exists, then we create so OS path make dir, like that. I think it should work. Okay, no, not like that. Where was the make dirs function? No, it was there. Just a second. Where was that? OS, sorry, not path, like that. Make dirs. Okay, so that creates that directory. And then finally, we just need to write it. So F, this thing, maybe actually without that slash here, then add slash here, then the file name. And then finally, we need to set this to the post. So post thumbnail UID equals this guy, right? And now we stored this stuff inside the thumbnails directory. And then the last thing which is missing is ability to serve the file from the server side. And this is something you can also add quite easily. I will show you just in a second. So let's see. Let's check that this works actually. So also the insert post, we need to add here the thumbnail UID, of course. And also for the editing, right? Just a second. So that is that part. That is that part. And then for the serving, here, okay, we are serving things from the static folder actually. So maybe, just maybe, this would be smart to not change it and keep serving from the static so that I don't need to add a new path for the server to serve files. So maybe let's go back here and change it. So this will be .static .thumbnails, and then we can access anything from the thumbnails folder very easily. So let me add it again like that. And let me test it if it actually works so far. So I will run it. Okay, for the homework you will need to get the you know, like the tags working, right? And the other things working as well. Okay, so actually the extension comes with the dot. Oh, so dot. So I don't need here this part like that. Let's run it again. Let's see if I don't have any bugs. I'll refresh. Okay, so I got static, you see, so this nicely worked. I got the static thumbnails here created. So this part worked really nice. I will drop this to the Jamboard so you can replicate this later. And now if I run it, fine, so this worked. Okay, and now in the view field, I want to display that thumbnail which I just created. So let me see how to do that. So maybe I could write here the image source, and then here I need to use the static stuff. So let me see, where was the layout, base, static, yes, let's use this one. Oh no, like that here, like that, and then static slash just a second. Yeah, static slash URL static slash, and then here there will be the file name from post thumbnail UID, and then there will be the thumbnails. Oops, like that. I hope this works. Let me see. Okay, sorry, I cannot use it like that. I should be using like that, I guess. Thumbnails slash like that, or f string. Yes, it works. So, and then the width or height. So width will be around like 100 pixels, or let's say 200 pixels. Okay, so great. So this is this part, and I will show you how it looks like on the web page itself as well. So this works nicely. We'll put this on the slide number 9 and show you how it looks like on the web page. On the web page it looks like this. You see this was the ability to upload the thumbnail, right? And it actually works on the server side as well. So I will write down the homework. The homework will be to finish the tags logic. There are a few things missing with the tags logic with this template, which I just showed you. Then finish up the thumbnails logic, because if I now press edit, I will not see the thumbnail here. The thumbnail must be shown here, and then I can change it, right? And of course, if I change it, I want to delete the previous tag thumbnail, right? And then the third thing is to implement attachments here, so that I can attach PDF files and so on without using JavaScript. So I can add multiple multiple files. You know, like I add one, I submit the form, it gets me the next choose field, submit form again, and so on. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you see that this is useful, because we saw that there were quite a few bugs. I hope that till the next week actually everybody submits the homeworks, because this is very important to get the progress going, because we see that there are some missing gaps of knowledge still. So I hope that you will manage using these informations which I gave you on the Jamboard, right? Very carefully follow this tutorial and finish up the homework. So that's it for today.